Hey, you guys. How are you? It is a Saturday evening for me, and I felt inclined to come on and talk about this. So I hope you guys get some good information because just from the sheer numbers that I'm seeing, like this happens a lot to people. And to be more specific, I went on the Center Disease Control or the CDC, and I got some statistics. And it says 1 in 6 women and 1 in 17 men experience stalking in their lifetime, and half of them even before the age of 25. Furthermore, as of 2024, 80% of the people in abusive relationships have been stalked for sure. And 60.8% of women who are currently or previously in a romantic relationship said they are experiencing being stalked. So that's a lot of stalking going on. All right. So this video is going to be specific to people who are and have NPD or that are narcissists. So let's get into why these people are stalking after the relationship is over. So this is after a discard, and this is during a time where it's less likely that you will ever get back with them. Okay. So the first thing that I want to say, you guys, through my research and what psychologists are saying. So some of this is going to be definitely what the brick and mortar psychologists are saying. And if I'm saying it on here, I agree with their perspective. And then some of it would definitely be my understanding as well of narcissism as well. Because narcissism isn't heavily covered in their doctrine. So they don't give as much attention to it as I have. So I agree with a lot of what they had to say. So I'm going to include some of that in here. So what they're saying is, this narcissist wants something. And I agree. Because their verbiage is that stalking is goal directed. Meaning they want something from the victim, whether it's an apology or a relationship. But if we want to put this in terms of a narcissist, not a relationship, but another cycle of abuse. That's what they're saying. And I'm going to add to this as far as wanting something from the victim to clear their name or image. This person could be stalking you to still try to get some type of evidence or dirt to further prove their point as to why they're the victim and you are the bad guy, So they could be stalking you for that reason or stalking to keep their name and image because somewhere in their cuckoo mind, they feel like the longer they're stalking you, the longer they're keeping up this front, the longer that they're dragging your name through the dirt, they must be telling the truth, right? I mean, goodness, why would someone be going on and on about this person for years on end and it all be a lie? Well, there are some reasons for that. But to the typical person on their side of the fence that may or may not even know this narcissist the way that they think, this person could, just be obsessed and they could be out of their mind, a lunatic. Okay. But so they're keeping up a front right now through stalking you. And you're like, how are they doing this? Because like I said, they could be looking for stuff, taking snippets of your social media, or this could be something in person, taking pictures and videos of you. I don't know, to try to clear their name or to try to keep up an image. Now, they could also be doing this because this is the only way that they can get close to your energy, you guys. Once they know that you're not going to be compliant about going with them, the only way they can do is to try to be sneaky about this. So they're that dedicated or that desperate to being close to your energy, which is very sick because if you think about the relationship and them devaluing you and acting like you didn't mean much to them, you must have meant a whole lot because they just can't get you off their mind. They can't stay away from you and they can't keep your name out of their mouth. So that says a lot about their attachment to you. And speaking of attachments, you guys, if you're thinking about someone who's used to trauma bonding with people, and having toxic attachment styles to someone, then, stalking someone isn't going to feel too far-fetched from this person at this point. I mean, of course, it's going to be weird to you because you're breaking or have broken this trauma bond with them, and you're doing the work on making yourself healthy. But this person is living in a bunch of illusions and delusions to begin with. So they're just used to having toxic attachment styles to people, period. And in their delusional mind, they have a certain kind of moral righteousness that makes them feel like they're entitled to this. You have to remember, when you were interacting with them, they felt very entitled to your energy, very entitled to being in your space. And narcissists are very entitled people anyway. So, of course, this person is going to feel entitled to be able to sneak, pierce, or intrude into your privacy or into your life or in any shape, form, or fashion that they can. And the longer relationship that you've had with them, the more entitled they might feel to do this. They don't understand they gave up, intimacy with you, or they gave up the access of being close with you once you guys ended the relationship. And in their mind, they're still entitled. And this will tie into them having an impulsive nature. Yeah, you're dealing with an impulsive person. So an impulsive person that feels entitled and morally righteous in doing this. They may also be having a difficulty managing their emotions post-discard. Well, post-discard, they were probably having difficulty managing their emotions through the whole relationship. But we'll just say in the whole realm of stalking, this person is definitely continuing to have difficulty managing their emotions post-discard. And this is their outlet for doing it. Being able to try to get near your energy by looking at you or looking at your social media and those type of things. It's kind of a self-soothing thing if they're able to still be near your energy, even if it's to kick you down, or in front of other people. Like, they're literally putting you down in front of other people, and then at night they're looking at your picture until they fall asleep. Like, they're just sick, You're unforgettable. You have to realize when you come into this type of person's life and you don't even know what type of people they've ever dealt with. And a lot of times narcissists may have come from a very traumatic background where their needs weren't being met even as children. And they might have made a lot of toxic relationships themselves throughout their lives. So maybe they finally had someone that really cared about them, and they're not that stupid. They're stupid, but they're not as stupid as you think, meaning they do at least understand that you were a good person to them and that they lost a good person for life. So, I mean, if somebody treated me that good and I sabotaged the relationship, all I had left is to look at them from a distance or to try to stalk them. That's what they're going to do. They may also be stalking to see if they're still relevant to you. Are you making emotional posts about them? Are you leaving any signs or clues? Hold on, you guys. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys could hear that, but the twins were just having a good old time running up and down the stairs. I was like, hey, y'all got to sit down. It's quiet time. But yeah, they may be looking, you guys, to see if they're still relevant to you. If, like you said, if they're like if you're leaving, any types of crumbs of being sad or brokenhearted, or if you're going to the places if you're leaving clues that may invite them in for a Hoover, they might be looking for that as well, or to just see if they really did a number on you. Like I said, if you're brokenhearted, Are they still relevant? Have you moved on? And they may actually be stalking you to try to stay relevant. And this is for when they're posting about you, or they're titting for tatting for you. They're stalking your social media and copying it, or stalking your social media and rebuttaling it. They're trying to stay relevant. Like, you might have really lifted this person up a few notches. Like, being able to have your name in their mouth might have just put them on a whole nother level, especially if they weren't doing much before you met them and you dusted them off in any type of way, or you showed them a lot of love, or you brought some sparkles into their life somehow. Like, they may not even have much going on without being able to keep you in their mouth. For those of you who have any type of public platform, or this for those of you who might just be popping in your life in some type of way, like, you're straight up a celebrity to them, and they're your forever groupie at that point. And they might be stalking you guys to get your attention, of course. Yeah, to get your attention. To invoke emotions in you. Maybe you might see them, I don't know. But to get your attention, to let them know that, to let you know that you're still on their radar, basically. They might be stalking you to tease you, to devalue you, to disrespect you from a distance, to try to still punish you for getting away, or punish you for moving on, to see if they could abuse you or disrupt your life in any shape, form, or fashion. And when I say like teasing and devaluing, because when people stalk, they can get intel or information on you and then use that to, like I said, tease, devalue, disrespect you in some type of way, or make fun of. You could be doing great things in your life, and they'll take that information and try to twist it in some type of way to devalue it or minimize it to get a reaction out of you as well. And of course, people stalk just to simply be nosy. You're not confiding in them anymore. You're not sharing your personal details. So all they can try to do is try to piece puzzles together and try to make assumptions based off of what you're posting. They're just assuming at this point, especially if you're smart enough to post carefully, and here's a few tips with that on social media. It's okay to share the places. If you want to share somewhere special that you went, just don't do it live. Don't do it real time. And if it's a place that you frequent a lot, I just wouldn't share it. Or you don't have to tag locations, but technology is just getting really sophisticated. I think people can just take images and Google can try to locate it for them. Like, it's stuff that people can do now. Whether you're sharing the actual location, they can just take the background. So, just be careful about that. I definitely wouldn't do things real time where someone can just literally drive up and find you right there while you're still live, bolstering and having fun and this and that. But when you know that you have someone that's obsessed with you and that have these stalker tendencies, it's just better ways to conduct yourself. Whether you want to feel like you have to limit yourself in these ways or not, it's just wise. You know what I'm saying? It's just wise. Of course, someone can stalk you to try to make you break no contact. If you see them, they want you to yell at them or start some type of interaction. It's weird. I remember a situation where someone got repeated restraining orders put on them. Rightfully so, actually. Like, they were both, like, this couple was playing games with each other, to tell you the truth. But I believe they looked forward to going to court over these restraining orders because those were the times when they got to see each other. Like, it was very sick and twisted. Like, both of the people in this type of relationship, both of them were sick, honestly. Both of them were definitely sick. But the main point was the person actually looked forward to going to court over these renewals because they got to see the person that they were putting a restraining order on. I'm serious, just to keep some type of connection with them, even if it's through the law, even if it's something negative. So obviously the narcissists, they just want to keep the saga going some type of way. And we already talked about them trying to taste your energy through unwanted intrusions, and that being all that they could do. They could also be stalking you because they're jealous of a new relationship that you're in or that you're doing better. So the jealousy could be having them stalk to see if it's actually going to last, or, to try to get intel on who you are with. They might try to contact these people. Look, I've seen these things happen, where a narcissist breaks up with someone and they reach out to everybody that or they stalk to try to see what other intimate connections, or they might already know from your relationship, but they'll look for more. They'll reach out to the people on your side of the fence and try to cause issues where there isn't any, and test the loyalty of the people that know you. Mm-hmm. Whew. And people with NPD, they have a trouble of letting go of relationships anyway. All right. So they're just more prone to having these stalker tendencies. And that's even in the psychology books. Yeah. Yeah. I breezed through that list. I really did, you guys. That's pretty much what I had written down for why people are stalking. So, yeah, I'm going to cut that there. If you know somebody is stalking you, I definitely want to give you some tips for that. Hold on, let me just pull that up. The general consensus is to change your routine up frequently, of course, and let your friends and family know not to give out your information. And your employer shouldn't be doing that. I don't even, they put employer on there. So are people calling people's jobs to get information now? Wow. Keep a log of every incident so you have evidence if you need to press charges. I've had to do this with someone. Like, I literally have a whole folder in my computer just full of a lot going on, to say the least. And if you need to, you can, of course, seek a restraining order against the stalker and call the police immediately if he or she violates the order. But I'm going to add to that, because a restraining order really is a piece of paper. And if we're talking about a deranged narcissist, you guys, I would take additional steps. Understand that a piece of paper doesn't mean anything to a psychotic person. Or if someone's having a psychotic break, or if somebody just feels like they have nothing to lose. Like, in some of these relationships, you were this person's everything. You were their ray of sunshine. You gave them you were their happiness. Of course, we know in emotional maturity that we're supposed to fill our own cups with happiness, but in these toxic relationships where there's codependency going on, they're relying on you to, fill voids within them that they should be filling themselves, of course. But, so when you take all of this away from someone, and that's how they're going to feel that you're taking it away, and you are taking it away, but why are you taking it away? They're forfeiting it. They're pushing it away with their abuse or with their disrespect, or, whatever the behaviors or whatever they're doing that cause this relationship to be too toxic for you to stick around, right? And this happens with husbands and wives, where you took my family from me, you took my kids, but never mind that you're beating someone's ass. You're verbally abusing them or doing all types of toxic stuff to the mother and in front of the kids, all types of things that, just not healthy, you guys. The accountability in their mind is just not there. So if you're getting a restraining order, I would highly recommend that you do other things to protect yourself as well. Like, you minimally should have some freaking mace to spray, and I mean some good mace to spray in somebody's eyes. Get yourself a taser gun if you don't feel comfortable getting a license to carry and learning how to conceal carry. I'm serious, because I've just seen too many women or too many people get murdered or hurt severely because they're underestimating where somebody's mind is, or they're underestimating how someone's going to take this breakup, or they're giving the restraining order way too much power, and that person don't care. Because trust me, like I said, when they have nothing to lose, they don't care. They'll kill you and themselves. They'll kill, like, we can all die. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to protect yourself. You should have your house should be well lit. You know, if you have to be going to your car at late at night or something because of work, just be careful. You know, you could have, if you have an iPhone, I think Androids even have it now. Someone you care about can be tracking you. This is going to sound weird, and it's not just for old people, you guys. You can have a fallen device. Fallen devices are great. They're not just for elderly people, like I fell and I can't get up. No, they could actually save your life as well. If you're in a situation you have to press for an emergency, you could use it. Okay. What else, you guys? Of course, you could take classes, martial art class, self-defense classes. There's nothing wrong with that, or just keeping yourself in shape. You could put video cameras inside of your car. They have those now. Ask the Uber drivers and all of them, they use them for their own safety. You can use them as well. You could put security cameras inside and outside the parameters of your home. Like, come on, we're in 2024. You should have these things anyway, honestly. I mean, you can double up, though, as far as adding some things to the list. Maybe you don't walk around with mace and stuff, but there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. You just have to, if you're going into certain types of buildings, you have to, like, you can't take it into a hospital. Most of them have metal detectors. You can't do all that now. You can't take it there. You can't take it into the court. Those are really like the two main places that you can't take it. What else can I say here? Don't be silent about it. But I've said this in other videos about being secretive about it. Let people know, the people that need to know. It doesn't mean spread your business everywhere, but your close family members and friends that need to know about this situation, alert them. Because, you know, this narcissist can come strike a conversation with them, and they may unwillingly, which is why the second thing they said, instruct family and friends not to give out information, you know? Yeah. Yeah. And then periodically just check. You know, I block people, and periodically I'll check to make sure they haven't come up with new accounts. But a lot of social medias ask, do you want to block this and a new account? You know, just to make sure. You know, you can't always prevent it 100%, but looking is one thing, but coming in person and tampering with stuff and slashing tires and, you know, coming to doorsteps and other types of things is a lot more spookier and serious. So, yeah. Did you guys see that movie on Netflix that came out? Let me get the name of it. But that girl was a stalker. Wasn't that a weird situation? Let me see if I could find that movie. It was actually pretty interesting to watch that play out. Let me just put Netflix stalker movie. It's going to come up. I bet you. It was a love story. Well, can we call it a love story? 2024. No, it came out this year, didn't it? Let me see if this one is it. It was this chubby white girl who was obsessed with this guy. It looks like they definitely weren't in America, like, because they all had these accents. Does anyone know what the name of that was? That whole relationship was crazy. She actually, well, this is a different situation than a narcissist stalking, but it was just, I don't know, it just made me think about her. She was a stranger that met him at a bar, and she was infatuated with him, like right from the rip, pretty much. And she kept coming to the bar every day, and she built a rapport with all the people at the bar. And, I think he gave her a free drink, and that's what stimulated the whole thing, because he had did something nice to her. I don't know. It was really weird to me. Like, okay, he gave you a drink. But yeah, that movie was crazy. She ended up stalking him after getting kicked out of the bar after a certain amount of time, because he got, I don't know, uncomfortable with her, intruding on him all the time. But throughout the movie, he ended up sleeping with her at a certain point. Like, he ended up becoming codependent on her. What is the word for it? She was stroking his ego a lot. Every day she was seeing his praises and stuff. And he was even in a relationship with another woman, but for some reason, like, I think psychologically she just got into his subconscious. Seriously. And she did it with I don't even think of the word. With repetition. It's like she planted a seed in his head and she just kept going. And this is completely off topic, honestly. Not to say that she may have been a narcissist, though. But the whole thing was, it wasn't the typical type of relationship. Like, she was just bad. She was crazy. She was crazy. I mean, she definitely had something mentally going on. And apparently she had stalked a whole bunch of other people when he started, digging up dirt on her. But because he was a man reporting her to the police and stuff at a certain point, they weren't taking him serious. They were borderline laughing. So men have it harder when it comes to this, because in society is like, you should want a woman stalking you and throwing herself at you. So they don't really take it as serious as they do for women. But yeah, they ended up sleeping together and everything. And he actually started to fall in love with her in a sick, twisted way. And they never really got together and had a regular relationship, though. And I believe did she serve time eventually for stalking him? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Somebody here seen it. I can't be the only one that's seen this. Yeah, that was crazy. Very crazy. But it was actually a good movie. I enjoyed watching it as a psychology junkie that I am. I enjoyed watching it. And watching that play out was interesting. But yeah, for anyone that came in, you can definitely replay this. Lots of good stuff there for the narcissist and stalking. Yep. All right, you guys. I'll leave a few minutes here like I do at the end of all of my lives for anyone that has a question. It could be related to today's topic or anything. If you need help in your situation, a live chat is a great time to tap in with me and ask a question if you have one. I'll help you in any way that I can. To whom it consumes. Oh my gosh. Do we have a troll here? I haven't been having trolls like that. I used to have them all the time. Yeah, troll. I can't see the link, so hopefully there's no link for you guys. You should be smart enough not to touch it. So. Yeah, it's annoying. For those of you who are experiencing this and it's not in person and it's not threats being made, it's very subtle things. You can keep it on your radar. And I know it's annoying, but that's what you get. You shouldn't have put that poom on them. I gave them that good D. Gave them all that loving. Sun and a ray of sunshine. Now they can't even focus. They can't even move on to the next supply. Just stuck on you. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy for how they downplayed you, but they can't move on. Just can't move on. And then they might get slick. Like if they were stalking you in the obvious way, they might try to be a little bit more covert about it. They might try to do it in a covert way, but it still lets you know that they still can't move on. I don't care how sneaky it is or how much, only I would know that they were really what they were doing, or it's sick. It's very sick. But keep living your life, but just take your emotional maturity with you and do not underestimate these people, and always cover your bases. And self-preservation has to be something that's, your top priority. Not who cares what's hurting their feelings, their safety, whatever. They already got 3 strikes, so now they got 4. Because a lot of times these people, you're not their first rodeo, okay? They've been doing this and doing that. You just might be the one that actually hold them accountable, or you might just be the one where they couldn't have it their way. But you're not Burger King, right? Because narcissists, they don't win. They don't win. Like, people be, and they're cowards, That's another reason why they stalk. They're cowards. They're stalkers. They're cowards. All right, you guys, I don't see any comments here, so I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I have a baking date with the twins. We're going to make some chocolate brownies tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and go with them with that. And you guys have a good evening, and I will see you guys in the next live. Thanks for stopping in.